Hi, welcome to Talkin Business. I'm Joe Catrambone, CEO of the Stewart Martin County Chamber of Commerce, and I've got the pleasure of having Deb Doherty with me today. And Deb is the founder of DDS4Vets, an, an honorable organization, and honoring, to me, our most honorable citizens, human beings, our veterans. And Deb, it's such it's, what got you there? What brought you to? I know I think your grandfather, and your uncles, and you had cousins that were in the military.
That is right, yep.
And our vets for so long, especially the Vietnam vets, were abused. They came home, they were heroes, and they were treated like criminals.
They were, and
And,
it's so sad.
and so this is such an honorable organization, and I don't know a lot about it, and so hopefully I know you're going to enlighten us. Um, but what motivated you? Was it just that you saw how the vets were being treated? What motivated you to jump in and come to the rescue, so to speak, or to help these folks out, men and women?
Oh, gosh, thank you. Um, like you stated, it's so obvious how our veterans are being treated right now. And especially the ones from the Vietnam era. And when they come back, they're coming back with PTSD. And PTSD, there's no cure. But I was able to do some research, and there's different programs out there that have a proven positive result with the PTSD. Because right now, they go to the VA and it's have a pill for this, a pill for that. There are some veterans that literally, and this comes from a doctor, that have been on 48 pills a day. So they're on pills in the morning to bring them up, pills in the afternoon to keep them level, pills at night to bring them back down. That has to stop. And to be honest, if it wasn't for the nonprofits that reach out to the veterans, I think things would be worse. Because unfortunately, the administration is not giving that help that they need. But there's a lot of different factors. It's a lack of people, counselors, and so that really puts a dent into what they're able to do for the veterans. The reason why I got into it, I have family that was in the service, my younger brother was in the service, and when he came back, he wasn't himself. And that's the thing that I think everybody needs to remember. And this isn't just coming from me, this is doing the research that I have. When you send your son or daughter in the military and they when they come back, they're not the same person.
Yeah, I've heard that forever. Different people.
They are not the same person. And that's what makes it hard for families, because they don't understand. They haven't worn the boots. They haven't seen what
What
they've
they've
seen.
gone through, yeah.
We just, one of our veterans, Gretson, he was in Afghanistan exit 2021. He was right near the bomber when it went off, and he was injured. And so we went ahead and gave him a fully working service dog. And we see the difference, because now he'll go out in public. Now it's more sociable. When he came back, he didn't want to leave his room. He didn't want to leave the house. They're just kind of like in their own world. So what we want to do is we want them to know that they have the support. And it's not just DDS4Vets. I've hooked up with Wounded Warrior Relief, General Labuda,
Yeah.
Horses and Heroes, Jimmy Lee Jackson, Do You Give a Rock? There's so many different programs out there. So we're a resource center. So when they come in, depending on what their need is, I'm able to say, hey, you know what, there's a program that General Labudi has. I'm going to send you over to Horses and Heroes. Or veterans like to hang out with veterans.
Yes.
That networking, and they want to go ahead and hang out with other veterans. That's something you can refer Jimmy Lee Jackson. Hey, he has a group. You can go ahead and hang out with him. Wounded Warrior Relief, Mike Durkee. They're having problems. They need to move, and they don't have the first last security for their rent. They can go to Wounded Warrior Relief, and then that will help them. So that's what we do. It just really bothers me that they don't get the care that they deserve. And
Yeah, I agree.
I even started National Veterans Alliance because I've been in real estate since '81. And our veterans, with their VA, with their benefits, where they can go ahead with the VA loan, that's not given to them. They earned it. And if they want to use it, they can use that. And VA loans is not like it was back in the day. And because I've been a real estate agent, I've been in the title, I've been a mortgage broker, I remember the old VA loans. They were a nightmare. They're not like that today. And so I started this, which is another referral of DDS4Vets, but it's across the country. So I have real estate agents that are part of my organization that I can call and say, we have a veteran and he's moving to Texas. And I hook them up with one of our agents. And they give them the best service, but they're knowledgeable with the VA. They're knowledgeable with that VA loan. Doesn't mean they have to take the VA loan, but
At
it's
least
there
they know
for
about
them.
it. Yeah.
But even listening to them and meeting them, it tells me, what are your other needs? And then we're able to refer out and help them.
So, do you evaluate them? Do you have a process? So if they come into you, do you have a process you put them through where, I don't know, if they take a profile or they fill out a file? So you have a process to evaluate?
We
so
do.
To know what type of help they might need?
We do. We actually have an application, and everything that we discuss with them in this application is confidential. The privacy is completely there. But they fill out the application. They tell us what their needs are. They tell us what they're going through, whether it be physical, mental. What are you going through? And we bring them in, and we have an interview with them, basically. And then we can determine where we're going to send them. When they get a dog, if they're wanting a dog, it's not just giving a dog. Unfortunately, some people think, oh, you train the dog, here you go, you're done. That's not what it is. Application, we meet with their counselor. They have to go through counseling, and they cannot even be considered for a dog until the doctor signs off that they are okay to receive a dog.
How long does that process take?
That takes probably a good 6 months, 6 months to a year.
And then they have to train with the dog too.
Right. So that our trainers train the dog, which is anywhere from a year to year and a half. And then we bring in the veteran, and that's usually anywhere from 5 to 7 weeks. And the veteran will work right with the trainer and the dog. So they train the dog first, bring the veteran in, and
And
train
then
the
they train
veteran with the dog.
Yeah. So do you look for special breed of dog, or is it just, how do you choose a dog that's going to be put with a veteran?
Our trainers are the ones that choose. The majority of the time, they're German Shepherds. We do have a couple of Belgium. The Belgians, though, they have to go with a particular veteran. For an example, we have a veteran coming in 2 weeks, and we're picking up a Belgian from Texas. And the trainer, Mike Colton, approved that for this particular veteran because when he was in Afghanistan and over in Iraq, he worked with Belgians, so he wanted the Belgium. So usually, it's just really the German Shepherd or the Labs.
That's so unusual because historically German Shepherds have a shady reputation with temperament.
Hmm.
And so why German Shepherd? Are they more intelligent? Are they easier to adapt? Is there a reason it's a German Shepherd and not a Collie
I don't,
or a Pit Bull?
that would be a great question for my for our trainer. I actually have Gretchen here, who you just saw in
Uh-huh.
the green room. He would be able to answer that question. Um, but from what they have told me, they're they are um, more adaptable, I guess is the word I'm trying to use. But
I had a
they,
Shepherd and he was great, but
yeah,
they
it
have
all
such a
depends on
bad
how
reputation.
you're right. And it all depends on how you train, that dog. And they can. It's almost like a science to it. And I've learned so much is that when um, the trainers, they will actually meet with the dog, and they want to be around the dog even for 1 or 2 weeks, and they can tell if the dog's going to work out or not. We have, I mean, Mike Lorraine, Mike Colton, you could have a dog in here and within minutes, they're able to, yes,
Yeah,
no,
sure,
yes, no.
especially if that you're
I don't know how they do
experienced.
it, but
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they do it. And Mike Colton, he's been with the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Department and Port St. Lucie Police Department, K-9 Division, and he's worked with the dogs, and so he's just so good. And Mike Lorraine has over 20 years experience in training dogs for military, for the Sheriff's Department in Broward County, Palm Beach County. Um, just absolutely amazing. But they have
It's a
that,
gift.
they have that connection.
Yeah, well, it's a gift
Yeah.
to people. Some people are just animal people, and other
Oh, they
people,
do.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you take like Lorraine. He's much better with the dogs, because he's very regimented. He's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
regimented. Yeah.
Do you see a difference in the I don't let's mindset rather than attitude of the Afghan veteran as compared to the Vietnam veteran? Is there a different mindset, or is it basically the same stress level? And does that make sense? That
Mm-hmm.
question? Do you
No,
see a
it does.
difference?
There is a different, of course, the Afghanistan,
Iraq,
Iraq,
yeah,
much younger. We're talking, I call them kids. They're in their
yeah,
20s, children,
they are kids.
kids. But that's kind of insulting when you say that to a Marine.
Yeah, well,
but, but they are. So you're talking 20, 30s, maybe 40s, where, the Vietnam, you're talking 60s and 70s and up. And I will tell you this, we had an event at PGA Golf Club, and we had 100 guys in the room, and we were talking about DDS4Vets, and we had this wonderful gentleman from the Vietnam. He stood up, and and he cried, and he said, please continue to do what you're doing, because he said, when we came home, he said they spat on us.
yeah,
And
that was
and
horrible.
my heart really sank, and I said, we can't go back in time, but we're here. What can we do for you? What is it that you need? And the difference too is we have the mental health um, help here, um, better than it was back with
In the
Vietnam,
60s and
the
70s.
70s. There's so much depression. The sad part is the homeless, and the majority of the homeless, they're our Vietnam veterans.
And there's no way to get to them, is there?
No,
It's really a difficult situation, I'm sure,
it is. It's very,
because
because they don't want help either. That's the thing.
and that
They don't want help. We have put Vietnam veterans into an apartment, and they've asked to come out. They liked living in the woods. That was their comfort zone. That's what so that's a tough one.
yeah. Does, have, have are any ever any brought to you who are reluctant to come, for instance, maybe a police officer picked them up off the street and brought them to your organization or brought them to you? Do you have that occur too?
We do.
And how do they react to that?
Yep, we do. And how that works is the wives will call up
Oh,
and they say, we've heard about you, or I get referrals from Congressman Brian Mass' office. I get referrals from other organizations. But the wives will call up and they said, my husband really needs help, but he won't get the
won't
help.
ask for it, yeah.
And I said, we can't help them because they will have to want to help themselves. So we just had one gentleman, he finally called and said, I need the help. And I said, great. What do you need the help in? Why don't you come in? And then we have a conversation. So I was able to hook him up, and he has the help, and it's such a rewarding feeling when they call and they say, I'm so glad that I got the help.
Yeah,
Because
well,
that's
That's what it's
priceless.
all about.
And we do. We even have firefighters calling us, and we've helped some people that are like on the sheriff's, and that's okay. That's the thing is that they're afraid to come because they don't want it. Oh, did you know so and so and so and so?
Yeah.
That's what we do not do, and we meet in a place that nobody will know them, or when they come in, it's not like in a public place. And we had one that was extremely hard, and he has done such a turnaround, and now we've got wonderful counselors. The guys just absolutely love her. And now he's referring his brothers and
Oh,
sisters
that's,
to her.
That's really
So
great.
that's
Yeah,
that's a huge plus.
yeah. So, I don't want to go places we shouldn't go, and if you don't want to talk about it, it's fine, but where do you get your funding from?
We go ahead, and the Treasure Coast is so great. The Treasure Coast, I'll tell you, is so supportive. We have fundraisers, and we raise money. That goes 100% goes back to the veteran. We have no employees. We don't pay the board members. We don't. It goes
So you
all
don't, your overhead is low.
very low, extremely low, and I'm just talking supplies from Staples, which is so minimal. The money goes back into with the dogs. The dogs cost between $23,000 and $60,000, depending on the needs of the veteran. It takes a year and a half to train the dog. We are not a large nonprofit. There are nonprofits here in the Treasure Coast, literally, that are bringing in $1 million plus
Oh.
a year.
Millions.
Yes, and we're not that. We bring in enough where we can go ahead and we have enough for the dogs to pay for the counseling. I'm not looking, DDS4Vets, we're not looking at being the biggest. We want to be known as, you know what, they are so effective, and that's all I care about. That's
Well,
all
that's
my
the
board.
bottom line.
That's all we care about.
Yeah.
And so we want to go ahead, and we only can give 1 to the tops 3 dogs a year because we don't have a facility. Our trainers are keeping the dogs at home, and they're training them right at home, and they have the outside in their yards. You know, they have all the equipment they need to help with training of the dog. So our big goal, lifetime goal, is to be able sometime to be able to get acreage and to have our own facility with the dogs and put some tiny homes, so when we bring in the veteran, they can stay there. But then we can go ahead and have the capability of training dogs to be able to give more.
Is
But
there-
right now, we're limited, but
Is there
we're
grants,
strongly
is there grant
effective.
money available to y'all to be able to apply
Yes.
for grants and things of that
Yes,
nature?
there is grant money, and we do have a grant writer right now
Oh,
that
good. That's
just
good.
came on board in the past couple months. And he's gonna help us, and he's very knowledgeable in that area.
Yeah, yeah,
He said we
well, that's the
definitely
best.
qualify. So we're looking forward to 2024 to
Good.
be able to do more.
Good. So, we're winding down.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something we didn't cover that you'd like to talk about?
I would like to mention October 7th, our
Please do.
gala, if that's okay with you. It's a formal military-style gala. We have Ray Cash Care coming in, and he rescued Captain Phillips. And we have General Labouty, we have General Boldak. General Boldak headed up the 12 Horsemen that fought ISIS. And there's actually a movie out there, 12 Strong.
Oh, that's nice.
And we have some other dignitaries that are coming in.
Where is it being
And
held?
that's going to be at the Hutchinson Shores Resort and Spa in Jensen Beach. It's $275 per person, but we have that's including cocktail hour and a wonderful meal. We have a presentation of the dog to one of the veterans, another veteran that was injured in the Afghanistan exit. And we're having an after party that will probably start about 9:15, and we have from Nashville the Tom Jackson Band. So,
Oh, great.
yes.
So, do you have this electronic?
I do, so
If-
I can email this.
If you
Yeah.
send this to me, I'll send it out to our members.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, that would be great. And we have David Webb from Fox News. He's going to be our MC. And of course, everybody knows Dr. Moriarty. So he's going to go ahead and be one of our MCs.
Well, that's great.
The two of them together are awesome. It's very entertaining.
Yeah, that's great.
So we're very, very excited about it.
Well, I can't thank you enough for what you're doing. It's really special.
Well, I thank you. And I'll tell you, the chamber, y'all have the best chamber.
Thank you.
It's just what I really love is
Thank you.
everybody, and I really mean this. It's not going where it's all about them or, well, I need business. It's what can I do for you?
Yeah, that's what we're
And
supposed
I
to do.
love that, and I just kudos to you because you've done such a wonderful, wonderful job doing
Thank
that.
you. I
appreciate
appreciate you
it.
so much.
Thank you,
Thanks.
sir.
Have a good day.